Hopefully you fasten your seatbelts for the next 2 hours.
Right.
That's nonsense, Clint. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry.
I don't care what you buy.
That's nonsense.
My feeling.
You're not just buying a racetrack. You're buying a piece of American racing history right there. I mean, that's huge. The history behind the track, just mind-boggling.
You hear a lot of rumors in the rumor mill. I'll just keep tuning in to you guys to hear the truth when it comes down to it. So
don't do that. I've already had one dose of tin hat syndrome today. I don't need a second one.
Stuart Friesen said to Brett, he says, "Why don't you bring us to more places like this?" And Brett goes, "There isn't any other place like this."
Race fans, it's time to throw it up on the cushion and get dirty. Coming to you live from the Finger Lakes and Southern Tier, it's time for Turn 5 Live. Now your hosts of Turn 5 Live, Steve Ovens, Clint Miller, and Brad Ovens.
Welcome back to Turn 5 Live here on the Performance Motorsports Network. Stephen Ovens here from the Woodhall Raceway Banquet, and I said it earlier, I'll say it again, my favorite interview of 2015 was none other than this guy, Kenny Peoples Jr., joining us here on the Banquet Show. And man, last year you brought me out a bottle of beer. This year you brought the whole damn pitcher. I love it.
Absolutely. I never let you hold them down, you know?
Let's talk about your season. Early this season, you had one hell of a run, man. How much of a heartbreaker was that Uke tire?
It's been a heartbreaker.
You know what, though? That night in particular, and I said it on the microphone that night, if that doesn't give you any indication of just how hard you were pushing that car, and you had a fast car that night.
No, I did.
That didn't give an indication of how hard you were trying to win that race.
I did, and you know what? I was driving that car just as much as it'd let me.
Yeah.
And I wanted to beat that 78 car so bad. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you, I thought I was Billy in that car. And I just wanted to beat that car.
Yeah.
And I had it. And it was my stupidity. It was all me. It was me. And I drove it a little too much.
Yeah.
But I thought I could get it in there, and if I set him up coming out of 4.
Yeah.
And I set him up, and I thought if I could get a good run coming out of 2, and I beat him every time coming out of 2. And it was just me. I drove in a Uke tire.
Honest to God, you had, prior to that happening, you had done almost the same thing for the last few laps before that. And how close was it?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I drove just like Billy Van Pelt would have drove. And I drove it a little too deep. I'm going to be honest with you. I drove it a little. And he don't make mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I did. It happens. And
yeah.
I drove it a little too deep.
The rest of the season, 2016, it had some bright spots. You had a fast car, no doubt about it. But there were some down times to go along with it. So, do we say up and down year?
It was an up and down year. I'm not gonna complain about the year by no means. By my equipment. I could have won a couple races. I'm gonna tell you that I could have won some races. I burnt my feet one night. Going for the lead, about I don't know. It's probably about 8-9 laps ago. I was running for the lead, and the motor, the valves broke, and I was going for the lead. But there's no excuses for that. I want to win races. Yeah. That's plain and simple. I love every competitor out there, and I'm gonna race them the same. But the biggest thing is malfunctions, and that happens.
Sure.
It's not a big deal to me. I'm going to keep digging. And that's one thing I'm not going to do is give up. I'm going to keep going.
Even in an up and down year, going out and racing dirt modified is still fun at the end of the day.
There ain't nothing like that, but sports modified is the way to go.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now,
it's not the first time I've heard you say that.
No. Last year, I look at B-Mart over there. The biggest thing is I witnessed Jeffrey Doherty win his first race.
Yeah.
And I was third place. And I started on a pole that night.
Yeah.
Well, the kid beat me. I've been racing for a long time.
Right.
In a dirt modified class, but that was pretty impressive. That was special.
Yeah.
The kid's what, 14 years old? 13?
Yeah.
15?
I was gonna say not even. Yeah. I think it'd be 14.
Yeah. It don't even matter if he's 10 years old.
Right. Right.
He beat me.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not saying I had a carburetor problem there in David Mayo's crate car, but it don't matter. He still beat me. He beat me. That was pretty special. That was special.
That was definitely a memorable night.
Yeah.
And to talk about that youngster, I mean, he's got a bright future in Woodhull.
You ain't a kid.
I mean, he's gonna. I mean, as far as second generation drivers go, I mean, he's. There's been a lot of talented guys that are in that rank, and when you look at somebody like yourself, like Donnie, the list could go on there.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of good talent.
Yeah, you got me and Donnie Lawson growed up together racing.
Yeah.
We raced at Rathbone Raceway, which I took over now.
Yeah.
Me and my wife.
Yeah.
We took over that racetrack just because we didn't want to see it down low.
Right. So how much as you've been on the driver's side for so long, that had to be an eye-opening experience as a promoter. You guys promoting a track.
You know what? And I respect Teddy Waite for 120%.
Yeah.
Because I've been working that racetrack, working the racetrack, and it's never the same.
Yeah.
And I told Ted, and you can ask him this day, and I respect you 120%, Teddy, that this is rough, buddy. This is rough.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do the same thing every week, but the racetrack, the clay, I got the same clay that Woodhull does.
Okay.
And Teddy is. The whole clay thing is stupid. It's stupid, and it's so stupid that it's a dumbass. Or sorry for my French, but could figure it out. But we don't know what we're doing, so we just keep doing the same thing every week. And I had like Eric Fisher, and they come from Dundee, New York.
Yeah.
Come over and race my track on Sundays after leaving Woodhull Raceway on a Saturday and drive all the way over on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And Eric's there, and he says every time we're done racing, awesome job. That means a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we got Donnie Lawson, a track champions at Woodhull Raceway. His boy races against my daughter, and he beat her. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. My daughter just keeps saying, "Wow, that's cool," And she's got a hard head on her shoulders, and it's the biggest thing is the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. If I could get rid of the parents and have a daycare, have a daycare for the parents and have the kids come in, that would be wonderful.
Let me tell you a quick story about go-karts. My brother and I started racing go-karts.
Oh, yeah.
That's how we got into it.
Yep.
The best part of the night, I mean, I loved the racing part, but I think the best part for me was we used to race at Frozen Ocean up in Alaska.
Yep.
If we weren't on the track racing, me and my buddies were down in the field playing football. We were trying to kick the football over the telephone pole.
Yep.
And you know what? All of our parents were up discussing controversy, whatever.
Yep. Never a problem.
But hell, we were down in the field playing football, man. We don't care what happened on the racetrack,
and our daughter raced against Teddy's boy.
Oh, Wyatt.
That
little son of a gun.
He's going to be good.
I don't want to speculate, but I'm hearing that kid's a wheelman.
Oh,
he is a wheelman.
There's going to be some problems in the pits.
I remember my daughter saying, "Mom,
that kid is
we
fast."
went to Moe's, and I did so good, and she won the championship. Kenny and I were actually proud of her the first year out in the go-kart.
My daughter won 12 races in a row.
12 races in the first year.
But I told her, don't
expect that.
Don't expect that. Yeah. I want to get her head on her shoulders, but Wyatt, he's a real deal. Yeah. He's a real deal.
Awesome.
And I don't know. That kid, I watch him in my race car, and he don't lift. And he just drives around the people on the outside. There is no outside group, mind you.
Yeah.
There is nothing on the outside, but he makes it work.
He makes it work.
That kid is nuts. And that's cooler than the heck to watch him do that. And he's got a, you know what makes me happy is you watch the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, seventh to the 10th place kids cart. They got a freaking smile ear to ear.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Well, and I give them trophies for that.
Right.
And Ted and Brandy helped us out a lot this year.
Right.
If it wasn't for them, man.
If it wasn't for Ted and Brandy, the Rathbone Snake Speedway wouldn't be what it is.
Yep. And something that I talked to Dave Richmond about earlier on the show. What's so great, and I think as time goes on, you're going to see this more and more than we do now. It's so important. If you're Ted White and you own Woodhull Raceway, it is vitally important for there to be a solid go-kart tracks. It's so important to have that because it gets these kids interested, involved in the sport. To hopefully,
this is the next Woodhull Raceway right here.
Yep.
These kids, are. You know what? When I watch these kids race, I ask myself, why do I race? Honestly, I love racing, and I watch these kids. I'm like, holy cow! Yeah, these kids are awesome.
Well,
these are awesome.
Look at our Warrior division this year. AJ Jr. Former champion.
Trevor Hamilton is so close.
Trevor,
so close.
Kaylee came from the go-karts.
What about frickin' Youse?
Oh
my God, that kid is phenomenal.
High-side
handsome.
To me,
high-side handsome.
And you know what? They took advantage of those non-point nights.
Yes.
And that was so good for him. He would be. I don't know if he is going to run Warriors again or if he bumps up, but
he might bump up. But
if he stays, man, he'd be my pick for the championship next year.
You ain't kidding. Because listen to this.
He's been so good.
I raced with his dad, Dave.
Okay. Yep.
Oh, I won a lot of races. Yeah. Me and Dave finished second, third, and right there. But it's weird seeing this kid come up. You know what I mean? And I love watching that.
Yeah.
I used to come up and tell him, like, listen, you're doing a phenomenal job. I used to race with your dad, buddy. Yeah. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah. I was a 5K car. He's like, oh yeah, I remember you. You know, that's cool part. You know what I mean? I love it.
Absolutely.
Love
it. Is there any of the drivers in the go-kart ranks that you guys see as being close to ready to take that step?
I'm thinking the Fisher boys.
Yeah.
Yep. The Fisher boys.
I heard Grandpa built a track out back.
And I'm thinking the Fisher boys have a little up on them.
Yeah.
Them boys are good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking you're gonna see the next girl. I'm not. My daughter is 9 years old.
Yeah.
2 more years. 14. Well, she's 9, so 4 more years. I'm putting her in a crazy sportsman.
Yeah.
And that's Kenzie.
No fear.
I'm thinking these boys are gonna have a hard time because that girl is so smooth. She's smooth.
And that you gotta be in
she's
the
got
go-kart.
a mentality of a race car driver.
Yeah.
And I never had that. She does. You know, and my boy is 3. I'm gonna have my hands full of him. But that's Grandpa's boy.
We'll keep grooming.
Yeah. That's Grandpa's boy, so he's gonna have everything he can ever ask for. He's listen. So when I started out, I run the bandit class over there. Yeah. I won my first.
We run together.
Yes, we did. I won my second.
When I started, Kenny was one of the guys that was, man, I don't know how I'm ever gonna be fast as that guy is. I'm never gonna catch him. Dad, what are we doing? What are we doing?
You were fine.
What is
a couple years later, it all worked out. Yep. But I mean, yeah. So I got you.
And I have every 135 million% on everything. I don't go out there to expect myself to win every race. But you know what? Damn well, I'm going to be there at the end. You're going to know I'm there.
Yeah.
And I want my kids to remember that. You're not going to go out and win every race. But you know what? You might finish second.
Yep.
They're going to think back like, holy cow, he's second.
Well, Kenzie understands too because the year that we had the hardship with the motors,
Yep.
she was crying.
It happens. And I'm not going out there. There's one, I'm going to be heads up, downright. I'm probably a bully. But I'm going to be a little cocky this time. But listen, this year, our homework is going to pay off. We started early on our program,
Okay.
on our racing program. The body's on. The car's tore apart. We got brand new parts coming anytime from Big now.
Yeah.
Dad's been in it long enough where he's sick of losing. And I respect that.
Yeah.
I'm not the type of guy, I'm going to lose. It don't matter.
You talk about Bicknell. You been in Bicknell a long time?
I won the championship with a sportsman's car 2000 and with the teal car.
2007.
2007. Yep, I'm sorry. But I sold the car after that. I've been in Bicknell ever since.
Yeah.
But the only reason I'm in a Bicknell car is I can call Randy Williamson or Pete Bicknell and they'll talk to me.
Yeah.
And they've been really supportive. They've been great guys.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna. I have at Dwayne Grover. I'm gonna, like I said last year.
Yeah.
You can ask him a question. He's gonna tell me.
Yeah.
This year or last year, 2 years ago, he's not gonna tell me as much. His boy's racing.
Sure.
I respect
Sure.
that. That's fine. But when I won that championship with a 2007, that was all about Dwayne Grover.
Yeah.
This is what you got to do. This by, books, and that's cool. And but this year is we're gonna pick our game up.
Yeah.
Last year was, we had some more problems, but Brian Donath, he's gonna be a big sponsor this year, and that's what I wanted to tell you.
Yeah.
He's climbing that board, and we're gonna have a brand new 370 cubic inch motor.
Wow.
I got a 2016 Bicknell car, and we got some good sponsors coming on the board that want to win races. And Brian Donath with the motor, he's the package. Donath Motor Works. I couldn't ask for better people. Sean and Donath, they race 300 or 305 sprint cars.
Yeah.
Outlaw 410 sprint cars.
360.
They're a lot like
Yeah. They're all over. Yeah.
Donath Motors are. I'm not gonna lie, they're
Big family.
Oh, they're a big family.
And it's the thing with Donath too is they started out and have branched out from Central New York and that's going to be pretty cool to see them branching out down here in the Southern Tier.
Well, you're gonna see the yellow number 5K this year plastered with Donath Motor Works.
All right,
and he's putting his
back to the family yellow.
I'm going back to the family yellow, and it's going to be retro.
I like it.
And
We tried to get him to go with pink, but he wasn't.
I'm not sure if you're going to see the 5K on the old yellow car this year.
Okay.
It could be the 20 car.
Yep.
My dad's 1973. He won every race at Woodhull Raceway. Don't give me. Listen, I'm not going to lie. I don't know if it was 1970. My old man, you have to ask him. But it was the yellow 20 car. He won every race at Woodhull Raceway, but one time.
Wow.
And I might go back to retro. Just remember him. He's still here, of course. Thank God.
Yeah.
But
that's a good piece of information.
Yeah.
I like that. See, that's the things you learn when you listen to the banquet show.
I'm thinking we might go back to 20. Everybody knows Kenny Peoples is at 5K.
Right.
But we'll probably go. I'm probably saying that we're probably going to go 5K.
Well, he used to race the truck.
The truck, everybody loves the truck.
Oh, yeah.
The first year that he didn't come back with the truck, everybody was pretty upset.
What I feel about is I don't want to make my name from my dad.
Sure.
I want to make my name for myself.
Yeah.
Like Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want Woodhull Raceway, this is what I was going to say, to make the following year, 2017, the most favorite driver like NASCAR does. You know what? And I want Dad to be in there, and I want me to be in there.
Yeah.
I don't want them to pick me. I want them to pick him. If he gets a favorite driver of the award, that's what I want him to do. But if it's me, it's the new generation.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
But Dale Jr.'s won it, 13 times now or 14?
14 now, yeah.
I don't want to be the guy that remembers my dad. I want to be the guy that, for me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like I said, we upped our program.
Yeah.
We got guys on our crew that are very, very intelligent. Tommy Space, my dad, me. I drive a race car.
Yeah.
I do. My dad don't touch a race car. He foots the bill. He tells me, you got to pick your game up. I'll pick my game up. And he takes care of the motor program. I set the car up. I set my cousin Bobby's car up.
Yep.
I set David Mayo's race car up. I'm a busy man.
Yeah.
But you know what? I love it. And I'm just one of them guys that don't give up. And you beat me, there's a reason why you beat me.
And believe me, I've learned a lot in the last couple years.
Yeah.
My wife, she's there. We work on the race car every weekend, every week, Monday through Friday.
Yep.
And my car's sitting on the scales, and I don't like it. I pull it off, whatever. She's there. And that's the best part about the whole thing is this show is to tell you about her because she's there scaling the race car with me.
Yeah.
And I said, what's the left rear weight? She'll tell me. She knows that stuff. And what tires do I have on? She knows that stuff.
Sure.
How? That's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
To be married to almost a crew chief here.
Right.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Good deal, man.
I do appreciate everything you guys
appreciate
do.
you being on the show, man.
Hey,
I have a good time.
You know, I love every bit of it, and I'll tell you anything you want me to know.
Keep having fun, man.
I will. And you know what? I do have fun. I'm not going to lie. I have fun at Woodhall. And when you see me do bad, you're going to be damn well sure I'm going to come back and do a little better next time.
Next time, yep.
Absolutely. I'm sure that's going to be the theme of 2017, man.
Oh, it's
just
not over.
Just keep coming back. Just keep coming back.
There's one person. I'm gonna tell you this. I want to beat my ex-boss, Kevin Chilson.
Okay.
I want to beat Billy.
Okay.
And you know what? We've upped their game. It's on.
Go get him, man.
It's on, buddy.
Go get it. Get her done.
I appreciate it.
Kenny Peoples
Thank you, buddy.
Jr.'s wife Shannon joining us here on the show.
Thank you.
And tell you what, man, that's going to wrap it up here. We're going to bring this one to a close. Want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight and all of the drivers and folks that have stopped by and shared their thoughts tonight here at the Woodhall Banquet. Thanks to Ted and Brandy White for having us out here as they do each and every year. We'll see you next Tuesday night for our Best of Turn 5 Live episode right here on the Performance Motorsports Network, the voice of motorsports. Good night, everybody.
Max Dairy Bar is a proud supporter of Turn 5 Live and the Performance Motorsports Network. Opened in 1974, Max Dairy Bar has been a Penn Cayuga Lake, and Yates County staple, serving the best Hershey's hard ice cream. They also have soft serve ice cream, their weekly yogurt special, sorbet flavors, gluten-free options, frozen Greek yogurt, and non-dairy lemon ice. Don't forget about their tricky 18-hole putt-putt course that will test your skill to see if you have what it takes to be a champion. Max Dairy Bar and Mini Golf, located on State Route 14A, just south of the village of Penn Yan, right on the way to Black Rock Speedway on Friday nights. Visit them online at www.maxdairybar.com or Max Dairy Bar on Facebook and Twitter. Stop by Max Dairy Bar and tell them Turn 5 Live sent you.
We're growing like crazy and need account reps who know their way around agencies, the internet, and social media. Got connections? Or do you know how to get to the decision makers? Are you fearless? We need you. Internet radio, or as we call it, wireless mobile radio, is rapidly becoming the place to be with almost limitless income potential. So contact us to get involved with the fastest growing professionally produced group of internet radio stations in the world. Your imagination is the only limit here. Call 717-749-0444. That's 717-749-0444. Or you can email us at scorpionradiogroup@gmail.com. you want to ask for Sue.
Creekside Entertainment is the official DJ, photo booth, and uplighting company of Turn 5 Live on the Performance Motorsports Network. Stuart Ovens and his staff at Creekside Entertainment are professional and experienced with events of any type. Creekside Entertainment specializes in wedding packages that are affordable and fun, and they are ready to serve you with the most up-to-date music and karaoke selection. If you can sing it in the shower, you can come out and sing it with Creekside Entertainment. And don't forget about the Creekside Entertainment photo booth and uplighting service that will transform your wedding or party into an event the family will be talking about for years. Trust the entertainment company that racers trust. Call Stu at area code 315-481-9700 or visit them online at creeksideentertainmentdj.com. You can also find them on Facebook and Twitter. Creekside Entertainment, division sponsor of the Black Rock Bandits in 2015.
Now back to the crew whose studio was named after a dinner entree. Here's Stephen, Clint, and Brad.
Yes.
We're going to call this the Ladies Lounge. Welcome to the Ladies Lounge here at Woodhull Raceway.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Shannon Peoples, Kim Symonds. She's just like, yeah, deuces.
Deuces.
So, ladies, analysis on tonight. What a night tonight.
It was awesome.
Crowning of the champions.
It was awesome.
It was.
And guys like Kenny Peoples. Yeah, he's ready to join us, man. He's ready to go. Best interview of 2015's awards banquet. No doubt about it.
Yep. And really, I think deep down, both of our men have struggled this year.
Yes, they have.
Deep down.
Most top fives in the class for Tracy.
Yep.
I know that probably had to be hard on him not to get a win because he was so close so many times.
Yep. Not hard on him, but hard on me too. You just have to deal with that.
You know what? He's not going to give up.
Nope.
He's going to keep working at it.
Nope.
And that's what I love about a lot of these racers. And I knew Tracy before I started working here, but that's the thing I enjoy about all the people you get to meet here is there's so many great people. You guys have taken on the go-kart track on Sundays.
Yep.
I mean, there's so many. You guys have got that going on, but you've also got the history of the People's family at Woodhull. Yeah. And that's a great history to talk about.
Oh yeah, it is.
So
from his dad down. Yep.
Now, your spot, if I remember correctly, you're the race fan that helps me start the wave in turn 4.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Shannon is the turn 4.
Yeah, I'm turn 4.
What do I need to do to? The wave wasn't bad, but we need to get better with it. What can I do to make that better? Do I got to run down to turn 4?
You might.
Or maybe walk. I don't.
Yeah, maybe walk.
I don't know if I I should run, but
wait. You could just start from turn 4 and end up in turn 1.
Yeah.
Maybe even take a go-kart.
So, turn 4 is mostly like if Kenny's out there running, they're all eyes on the field.
Okay.
But if he's not, they're it's hard to say, but they're the drinking clan. The turn 4 is probably the hardest turn you're going to get into. Probably the roughest crowd. So
here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get an American flag T-shirt. I'm going to get an American flag on a pole, and I'm going to start at turn 4, and I'm going to run until I fall down.
Yeah, I'll help you.
And we'll get the wave started.
I'll help you. We'll get to turn 1.
That's a deal. That's a deal.
Oh, you can't forget in turn 4.
You got to get everybody involved.
Yeah, I mean, you got Terry Pierce, you got all the Dennises down there.
Yeah.
Yep.
The safety team's down in turn 4, if I need oxygen, I'm good there.
You're good.
Yeah.
Non-rebreather mask, 15 liters. We got this.
This was fun.
Yes, it was.
This was fun.
Now, if only this part was on the actual show.
It might be. You never know. I did hit record.
This is true.
And we got the selfie in the book, so we're good.
We got the selfie.
It's always the women that get left out, and they're probably the biggest part of the. What do I want to say? If Kenny was honest with you, he would tell you that when it comes down to it, his dad obviously owns our race car. But when it comes down to it, it's him and I in the garage.
And little Ken.
So
Oh yeah, don't leave out little Kenny and Kenzie. My daughter and my son's they're in there somewhere, you know.
Awesome job. You guys did great.
Oh, yeah.
This just might make the show. You're just going to have to tune in on Tuesday and find out.
We hope so.
And honestly, I don't think Tracy Dunn would be anywhere without me changing his tires.
There you go.
Is
Exactly.
the truth.
They always leave the women out, and they never tell.
That's the truth.
My wife did that, or my girlfriend did this. They never leave that part in.
Yep.
It's always we, as in guys.
And you know, when they win a race, they forget to thank us.
Thank you. Exactly.
We get all the slack when we get home.
I don't know if we got a believer here, but we're going to have him come up.
For 17 years, Stock Car Steel has been a leading materials supplier to the racing industry. Now they're also an official motorsports content partner of Race Chaser Online. The biggest names in NASCAR trust Stock Car Steel for all their raw materials, such as carbon steel, chrome moly, DOM, aluminum, plastics, and much, much more. You can't build a race car without the basic materials, and Stock Car Steel is the place to get them. Don't forget to also visit Stock Car Steel's sister company, SRI Supplies, for racing and industry. SRI is your number one source for all your shop supply needs. Nuts, bolts, rivets, tapes, adhesives, cutting tools, chemicals, body shop supplies, paint shop supplies, lubricants, and more. A well-stocked race shop is a winning race shop, and the road to winning begins with 3 letters, SRI. For more information, visit stockcarsteel.com and SRI-supplies.com. You can also find them on Facebook at Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, or call either company toll-free at 1-888-752-7272.
Creekside Entertainment is the official DJ, photo booth, and uplighting company of Turn 5 Live and the Performance Motorsports Network. Stuart Ovens and his staff at Creekside Entertainment are professional and experienced with events of any type. Creekside Entertainment specializes in wedding packages that are affordable and fun, and they are ready to serve you with the most up-to-date music and karaoke selection. If you can sing it in the shower, you can come out and sing it with Creekside Entertainment. And don't forget about the Creekside Entertainment photo booth and uplighting service that will transform your wedding or party into an event the family will be talking about for years. Trust the entertainment company that racers trust. Call Stu at area code 315-481-9700 or visit them online at creeksideentertainmentdj.com. You can also find them on Facebook and Twitter. Creekside Entertainment, division sponsor of the Black Rock Bandits in 2015.
We're growing like crazy and need account reps who know their way around agencies, the internet, and social media. Got connections? Or do you know how to get to the decision makers? Are you fearless? We need you. Internet radio, or as we call it, wireless mobile radio, is rapidly becoming the place to be with almost limitless income potential. So contact us to get involved with the fastest growing professionally produced group of internet radio stations in the world. Your imagination is the only limit here. Call 717-749-0444. That's 717-749-0444. Or you can email us at scorpionradiogroup@gmail.com. You want to ask for Sue.
Hi, race fans. This is Alicia Ruggles, and you're listening to Turn 5 Live on PMN.
Well, a little while ago, I ran into Jeremie Corcoran at an event here in Central New York. He says, Doug, you're going to want to get a hold of me after PRI. And he sent me a message on Wednesday with some news that really, in some cases, I think might be a little unexpected for some of you guys. We're going to talk about a couple events that he has coming up. We're going to talk about this season at Canandaigua. And on a personal note, we're going to go back to something that happened in Jeremie's life last year that I think might have influenced his mood a little bit at times. And when you hear this story, I heard about it just beforehand. You're really going to be surprised, and so I got to give Jeremie Corcoran a lot of credit. He's going to be bearing his heart for us here on Doug's Dirt Diary. He's at his business, Promotion Custom Metal Fab, making some bodies for some teams right now. He's just north of Brewerton right now. This is recorded at 5 o'clock on Wednesday. How we doing, Jeremie?
Good, real good.
How was PRI?
Excellent. Went out there and met some people and talked to a lot of people, and it was well worth going out there for the excitement that we have coming, and what we'll talk about a little later, everybody will kind of understand why I went out there, and things will be good for me next year.
All right, and normally we were thinking about the next thing on Jeremie's calendar as being the Canandaigua opener, but actually something is going to be taking place much before that, March 24th, 25th, and 26th. What's going to be happening in Syracuse at the New York State Fairgrounds?
Actually, Doug, first is we're having a Northeast Snowcross on March 4th and 5th. That is in the upper parking lot of the the fairgrounds right off of 690, basically where they used to camp for Super Dirt Week. Start there. We're going to be getting all the snow from a couple places in the area. Of course, all the snow from the fairgrounds and all that, and it's going to be a huge event. Northeast Snowcross. We're going to call it the Syracuse Snowcross, and we met with them, and we're going to make it we're going to try to make it the biggest snowcross track they raced on all season. So that's going to be pretty good.
Do you have experience in this before? Have you done these snowcross events at any of your facilities before?
Yes, actually, back when I was involved with Fulton Speedway, the Central Square Trailblazers, I believe the name of it is, they leased the fair, or at least the racetrack from us back, I don't even know how many years ago. This was 10 years ago, and they had a snowcross event there, and I basically overseen everything. So basically, that's what we'll be doing there. They will make the racetrack. They've got guys that's coming in, and we have no involvement in that. They'll make the track and all that stuff. Basically, we just got to produce the snow, give them snow, and they'll do it. And we're bringing grandstands in. We're bringing tents.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually making a mobile VIP unit that I'm going to use there. Then I'll also use that at Canandaigua for some sponsors that I'm going to have in the pits now. Something new there.
Okay.
And then the parking lots there. It's all blacktop down below. It's all stone up there. We'll have some VIP parking, and it's going to be pretty cool. We talked to them, and they were very, very excited about the venue. The state's excited about the venue. All this upgrades they did at the fairgrounds, really just doesn't have anything to do with it. But, they want to generate new news and all that stuff for upcoming events and upcoming things they've got going on at the fairgrounds in the future and all that.
Is this part of a series? Is this sanctioned by a particular sanctioning body?
Yes, Northeast Snowcross is the. I don't know I can't think of the exact name. I don't have it in front of me, but it's the Northeast Snowcross. It's a traveling series that most people, if you're into snowcross, know.
Okay.
We actually had this scheduled last year for Canandaigua, but it rained out. It rained, snow. It didn't have no snow. It was sunny that day, so yeah, we didn't have it. So they wanted to come back there, but then this deal came up with the fairgrounds. So we kind of went there. We put a package deal together because with this show here, and then the next show we have is called the OPE Kawasaki Stadium Cross in the Coliseum. It's an indoor dirt bike show. And me and actually my partner, should have mentioned before, my partner's Robbie O'Connor that owns the Syracuse Nationals. They're involved with these two shows with me, and he's been talking to people from the governor, from the city, and all that, and they think this is going to be great, both of them. In the Coliseum there, we're going to have that, and we actually rented the Cargill building. That's going to be the indoor pits for the Stadium Cross, and there'll be tents going right across, so you won't have to go outside at all to do that. Practice will be Friday, racing Saturday, Sunday, and we've hooked up and talked to some organizations around here that have dirt bike tracks during the summer and stuff, and they really want to get involved with us because they're like, it surprised them because, hey, it's never been done before. They want to help. They want to score and flagging, building the track. I'm going to be building the track with a guy that's going to help us do it, and the state's going to let us start moving. Actually, we're going to move some dirt in next week to get it down, get some of it down. We actually, if you go on Syracuse Stadium Cross on Facebook right now, there's already a Facebook page started for that. You can see just a short track. It's nothing. We just did a test run because to see what the dirt's going to be like if we had to truck some other dirt in, clay. But the guys that were there that came in and tested that, they said it's going to be great. There's good ventilation system in there. We're bringing concession stands in, beer. We're having an after-hours party on Friday night. It's going to be an atmosphere of just not dirt bike. It's an event. You know what I mean? That's what we're stressing too because, hey, look at Syracuse Nationals, the biggest street rod show in Northeast or wherever, country, whatever, almost, So they got a lot of enthusiasm about it. and stuff like that. So it's going it has nothing to do with dirt track racing or anything like that, but this is something I want to do in the off season with shows, and it kind of worked out. So
I'm looking at it right now. They got some video of them building the track right on there too, guys.
That's
so
me. Yeah,
that's
me
you.
in there,
oh yeah, there you are. Yeah,
in the little Kubota. Yeah, I'm in the Kubota, and then we got a skidster down there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So they're expecting 500 to 600 racers.
Wow,
and which is huge. I didn't think it was that big. And when we met with these guys, that's what they said: 500-600 racers.
Wow.
A lot of them run 2 classes, so you may have 300, actual people, but you'll see 600 racing and all that. People suggested running quad racers and all, but they beat the track for now. I mean, maybe
down the road.
Maybe it's an avenue. Maybe it's an avenue. We do a 4-wheeler dirt bike show in the fall, like this, this time, and then do one in the spring. You know what I mean? So, and you don't want to kill it. You don't. You have too many shows and all that.
Don't get too big, too fast.
It dies out. It's not a. You want something that people look forward to every year. You know what I mean? They do a motorama down in Pennsylvania where they got quarter midgets, go karts, dirt bikes, 4-wheelers, RC cars. It's all in one big huge complex. So we can't do that there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something like that, and the other building will have Saturday nights. We'll have it on TV and stuff like that. The pros and all that, and whatever. So that'll be pretty cool. And we'll be trying to do some other events. We're trying to come up with something unique to do over in the other building to give the fans, if they're sitting there for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, give them something else to do when we take a break to go check something out. I
like that. I like that.
It's gonna be pretty cool. I'm pretty psyched about it. Robbie is too, and we got, like I said, Kawasaki they're the factory is the title sponsor of this. OPE is through OPE, but and we're working on a title sponsor for the snowcross too. So it's going to be good.
That is March 24th, 25th, and 26th. And there is one more event that you'll be doing in the fall at the New York State Fairgrounds. That this is news fresh off the press, pretty much, right?
Yeah. This has been. I kept it quiet until PRI. I have got the fairgrounds for November 17th and 18th. It's called the Northeast Racing Products Auction and Trade Show, an indoor flea market. So we're going to be hitting that trade show really hard. I was out at PRI and got a lot of vendors that are going to be coming back that weekend, and it's going to be full of banners, it's going to be a whole new atmosphere. I'm a go-getter, and I want that building full, and I got new vendors coming. I want anything from a sprint car to a quarter midget to a mic rod to a drag car, anything. You know what I mean? Any kind of vendors, because Northeast is racing of all sorts. It's not just dirt track. It's drag racing, and hey, look at that Street Outlaws. That's becoming huge on TV. And
it's true.
I actually met a couple of those guys out there, and who knows? Maybe I can get a couple of them guys to come out to that show next year. So we'll see what happens to that. But,
so this will be the only show of this type at the New York State Fairgrounds in the fall next year?
Will. Yeah, it'll be the only one that's held at the New York State Fairgrounds.
Okay. What do you envision this show to be like? How do you want it to be different from things from the past?
Well, we're bringing the auction back. Anybody that's got used cars, not something they drug out of the weeds. Nicer 2010, 11, 12, whatever, street stock, pure stock.
Oh, okay.
Any kind of rear ends, transmissions that's been gone through. Something he brought out of the woods, and I'm going to auction it off. That'll be governed. Somebody there watching and make sure somebody. When I was at PRI, told me they do the same thing in another show somewhere down the Midwest, and they stand right there and look right at the stuff. Nope, can't go. Nope, can't go. Because I don't want the junk, and it's only going to be on Fridays. Only going to be a couple hours of auctioning stuff off, and then on Saturday we'll do the Troyer car, the Teo car, the Bicknell car, the Bernheisel car, and I'm hopefully get some other sprint car guys there. Maybe a couple other chassis builders for the dirt cars. Maybe a street stock chassis, the auction off, and Mike Mittler, he's gonna he's helping. So a lot of support to help this show do good.
Okay. How about Canandaigua? It's been I've read stuff all over. They're going dirt. They're going independent. What are you doing?
Well, I guess I'm going to say I am going independent. I am going on my own. Everybody says I'm going to be on an island and all that stuff. I don't see, there's no island. It's, it could be if I change tires. It's still in negotiation with American Racer and Hoosier and Sunoco and BP Fuels. None of that's definite, but the banner will not be flying. It'll be an independent banner. And basically, the guys I've talked to, I haven't talked to them all that run the series and all that stuff. And but maybe one, possibly two that won't race there for dirt, not being dirt car.
Okay.
Some of the guys they're not following the series no more. They're not can't afford to do it. And honestly, as a promoter's perspective, they don't do anything for you. You have to pay a sanction fee, and you don't get anything out of it. You have a series race, and I got to pay $4,000 to have a series race. Most people don't know that. I have to pay them $4,000 sanction fee to put a series race on. It'll still be the Jan Corcoran Memorial. I'm working with somebody right now, and it may become $10,000 to win.
Okay.
Or I might just put that money through the purse. That hasn't been decided yet.
Okay.
And it's still, anyways, it'll be $6,400 to win. And another thing I'm doing that day is for the sprint cars and for the modified and the sportsmen is every driver gets in free.
Wow.
Every driver is walking in
for this race only.
For this race only.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is that going to be at the beginning of the year like usual?
No, it's going to be it's going to be that Thursday night during Speed Week. You caught me off date. Is it June
Yeah. I think it's late June or something like that.
30th,
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah. It's still, everybody's you're going to kill it not being a series race. Them guys will still come and race unless during the summer they played this 24-hour rule. After the fact, when I was involved with Rolling Wheels, and that was the start of the argument. These guys race for a living. You shouldn't penalize them, and I didn't want to pay the $4,000 sanction fee, and look what happened. We had 50-some-odd modified, so that kind of woke my eyes up to that, and it's, I'm not knocking any racer by any means at all. They have a choice to where they go and race, where they don't race. You think you have friends in this business until something happens and you try to do it better for yourself, and some of them don't like it, and then they leave, and they're not your friend anymore. You know what I mean? And it's just, you learn a lot, and everybody thinks promoting is easy and all that stuff. You see all this stuff over the internet all summer and all that stuff, and it's a hard business. You get beat up, and you get beat up, and you get beat up. Hey, look right now, in the last 2 years, how many racetracks have changed hands? Whether ownership, whether leasing them, whether
Lots
anything.
of change.
Some close. So I mean,
it's a hard business.
I know a lot of stuff behind what happened with Maryville that I'm not going to discuss. You take a beating, and you do, and you just finally you have enough. It's like I don't wake up in the morning and say, "Geez, you know what? I'm going to yell and scream at somebody today." Well, when they come up to you and they start screaming and hollering at you, and this place is a crap hole, and you don't know what you're doing. Well, I just tell them, there's the gate. You don't have to race here. Yeah, I might yell it, but you know what? You're already yelling at me. But they don't, when they go and tell somebody, oh, he threw me out. Well, then the throw me out turns into a huge story. I understand there's Jeremie haters out there. There's XYZ promoter haters, too. Everybody's got the haters, and it's just, sometimes I sit back and, why am I in this business? I don't know. You know what I mean? And, I put a comment out there. I've made money over the years. Sure I have, and whether it's a speed shop, whether it's my fabrication company, whether it's owning a racetrack or promoting a racetrack, it's that, you know what I mean? And, yeah, that was a mistake. I take that back. And it got way, way out of hand. And when we get into the next section of this
I was just thinking
interview,
about that.
You'll, you kind of understand why I kind of lost it. And, I'm not saying any of this stuff to, oh, Jeremie, I feel bad for you. That's not me. Anybody you ask that knows me, one of the first persons that texted me right after this whole thing happened was Erica Bicknell, and says, hey, we got your back. All of us at the Bicknell and Maryville and all that stuff. The real people know what happens in racing and all that stuff. And it makes you feel good when you get that. And then you got the, like I said, you got the Jeremie haters, this haters, and all that stuff, And to go back on the non-dirt thing is, I was talking to them when I got involved with Rolling Wheels. That World of Outlaws show was supposed to be my show, and all of a sudden, I know what happened, but I'm not going to say. It was pulled and went to the other speedway. So it was just, that was the ending thing, and I just kind of let some time go by, and this decision was made long time ago that I was doing what I'm doing, but nobody needed to know it until Jeremie Corcoran was ready to discuss it, or ready to let it out there. You know what I mean? And
when do you anticipate? When do you anticipate the news on tires and specifics at Canandaigua getting out? Soon?
Right after the New Year's.
Okay.
They asked me when I was at PRI to give them to New Year's and stuff.
Okay.
I'm going to give them that. You know what I mean? And right now it's way too soon for a racer to decide where they're going. I mean, this may determine a couple guys not coming to Canandaigua, but you know what? The racing is still going to be good there. Some nights, yeah, it's dusty, whatever. Any track, dirt track's dusty, but those guys are coming from 14th, 15th, 16th, 18th, and winning races. That's racing, okay? That's, when you win from the first front two rows of a racetrack and you have all these different winners, yeah, okay, yeah, that's great. That's fine, but just look where they started. That's what I take. Look where these people started, and that's when, with the series races, they all start up front, and some of them are awful boring, you know what I mean? And some of them aren't, it is, that's why it's like that, and if guys don't like a hard, slick racetrack, I mean, learn how to drive on it, because you talk to anybody that races Canandaigua that can drive on a slick track and races there and enjoys racing there. It's great. You don't wreck your cars. You're not, I build bodies in the wintertime. I don't want to be building them in the summertime and stuff, and having guys, destroy stuff because of the racetrack and heavy because somebody ran into them flat footing. It's not, racers don't like that. They spend money. Racing's big enough, it's expensive as it is, and, the purses haven't gone up. Everybody's bitching about the purses not going up. Everybody thinks we make a lot of money. I mean, look right now. The racetrack's sitting with snow on it. We're doing absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? And, yeah, you're trying to sponsorships and stuff like that. But, the sanctioning fees that we have to pay, their car is going into the driver's weekly purse. They will be raised. Second, it will be $1,000 now. I'm not sure if I'm going to raise first place yet. That's being looked at. But everybody really complained about the $750 per second. That's going to be $1,000 now. Okay. That's good. With the modified, as far as the sportsman stuff, they're going to be staying the same. We're not doing anything with them. We got, one of the complaints is we didn't have enough tech last year, but nobody dominated. And, we're finding a good tech guy right now because that's a hard job.
It is a hard job.
I did it, and I found some guys illegal, and then they hate you. This is bull crap, and da-da-da-da. And it's like, if you have a couple people look at it, engine builders, and they say it's illegal, it's illegal. How do we got you? You know what I mean? Just, suck it up. Like Ricky Newton. Everybody says, oh, he's cheating. Okay, well, I walked up and I said, Ricky, I'm pulling your motor. Go right ahead. He sat right there, and he pulled it out. No problems. He passed. You know what I mean? Anybody that gives you a hard time, is going to be kind of, if they're second-guessing something, something's wrong. So you got to look deep into that. You know what I mean? And I wish these guys would never take these motors apart and do it because we wouldn't be where we are. And a lot of the argument, when this one's cheating, that one's cheating. But nobody dominated at Canandaigua at all.
How about stock cars and sprint cars?
Yeah, stock cars are going to be, we got street stocks, going back to that. We had some meetings and stuff. We were adapting the outlaw rule book right to the T.
Okay.
We've increased the purse, $300 to win, and it'll be $50 to start. So that's basically almost double what the purse was before. So a lot of guys are excited about that, and we can't. Some other tracks are paying a lot more money, and right now I just can't do it. So I mean, this is a business. This isn't just for fun. We have a bottom line that I have to make every week just to open the gate. They don't realize what it costs, and if everybody wants to find out, they can buck up and put the money up, and I'll I'll let them run a race for a week and see what happens.
I won't be taking you up on that one, Jeremie. I know I won't.
Hey,
What about the 305s? Are they going to be there or no?
They're staying. Yeah, they're going to be there.
Okay.
I mean, I've had some problems with them. Yeah, when they first came, guys wanted to start. We're going to start a club. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. French Grimes in that class was not paid to pay a lot of money. It's $300 with a certain amount of cars, and then $100 to start. Well, I cut that, and I've had some problems, and I've screamed and yelled at them guys because they scream and holler at me, and it's just like, the emails I get, the text messages I get, and you just have enough. You know what I mean? And it's I don't start with them. Somebody started with me, and they're going around the pits, and we're going to boycott this place. How does it feel if you're going to boycott somebody? You know what I mean? Somebody in I was trying to use a neutral business, but I don't blast anybody. Not that I'm trying, but anybody in business, and you go, I'm going to boycott your soda. You know what I'm saying? Because you did something to me. Well, how do I take that? You know what I mean? You're going to boycott my racetrack because you don't like my rules. It's not my rules. It's French Grimes, or it's I pay the lease on the place. I can pretty much not do what I want, but it's you got to go with what the rules are. It's somebody said in a school overboard, but you can't let your prisoners run your prisoners run the inmates run the jail.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If that happens, then you're in trouble. You know what I mean? And I just that's what it is. We're going to bring them back, and I don't know what cars we're going to have and all that stuff, because I've had some differences with people, and of course they've moved up, and ones that haven't stopped racing, and they just keep bad mouthing me. They're the Jeremie haters, and I guess everybody's got them, and it's just the way it is.
Now, the big thing here I wanted to make sure I get to, and this is what Jeremie and I first started talking about before all this other stuff is, and a lot of you guys, I know a lot of you see people that and you think everything in their life is just fine and everything, and you really don't know a lot of the stuff that happens behind the scenes with people. And you had an incident that happened that I can only imagine what this must have done to your mind. I don't know where you exactly want to start, but there was something that you saw that I don't think anybody should have to see.
Yeah, right. I'm just I'm shaking like a leaf right now. But go back to my mom died 7 years ago now, and my dad was really close to her, and was right hand man, I guess you want to say. And she went to the hospital, never came out. Most of you know that, of course, for the Jan Corcoran Memorial, and then the other incident with Tony Stewart and all that stuff, and that's still going on, and it's just that just adds. And then this past springtime, my dad got sick, had pneumonia, and stubborn, just because didn't want to go to the hospital, just because of what happened to my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, I went to his house, and I called the ambulance, and I took him to the ambulance, and he was in there, and he was getting better. And then they put a stent in him, and they cut him, just below his stomach, and anybody knew my dad, he had osteoporosis, hunchback, and bone disease. He was only like 4 foot tall. I mean, but this guy was supposed to be disabled and was never disabled. I mean, his name was Hal, Hard-Ass Leon, and that's where I get it from. I mean, anybody knew him. Real scruffy talking, just a miserable bastard like me, I guess. And most of what my wife said, and I got to say this about my wife and kids. They dealt with everything I've gone through with years, and God, I owe them everything and stuff. But it's hard for everybody. But so, anyways, he had to go to a nursing home and try to get better. He was getting better, but he just in there. You start thinking about these things. Man, I don't want to live like this, and I can't drive for a while and stuff. And then I was in there one day, and my aunt had just passed away, which is my mother's twin sister, and she died of brain cancer. And I found out the morning, and I'm like, do I tell him? Do I not tell him? Because it's like his best friend, because of being a twin sister.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him, and his first words were, I don't want to live no more.
Wow.
And it's just that there, and it hits you. But then again, you know what? He's lived his life. He's done whatever. He's lost his best friend, his wife, his companion, and everything else that goes with marriage. And so meanwhile, he goes home, and he's getting better, I thought. So, I had to change his bandages and stuff, and he's, upbeat and talking, and Dad, you're going to get off your medicine, you can drive again. But I just think what happened in seeing people getting fed and all this stuff in the nursing home, why they put him in there, I don't know, and I'm not going to say no names or nothing, but it just wasn't right. So we got him out of there as quick as we can. Anyways, one of his friends called me one day and said, hey, called me. I'm kind of calm right now, but calls me panicking, hey, your dad's got a gun out.
Oh, no.
I go, what are you talking about? I go, what? Yeah, he's threatened to kill himself. And I'm like, oh, my God, this wasn't even, he had mentioned it before in the hospital, but I just didn't ever. So what do you do? She's like, I said, I'm leaving. I'm half an hour away. She's like, what do I do? I said, just get out of there. Just don't. Just in case something happens. So
right.
I'm flying through. I'm Constantia, and I'm coming down, and I'm following the state trooper to his house because I called the troopers because you sit there and you go, do you call?
Right.
You don't call.
Yeah,
You call, you don't
to
call.
do,
I can talk him out of it because if you talk him out of it, he's going to be put in a Looney Tune bin. And now what do we do? Now you're thinking of that, and it's, oh, my God. And, it's you just don't know what to think,
Right.
And so I get to his house. I go in the house. He's got a gun, string. He's got a shotgun, and he's got a string on it, and it's right to his chest. And I'm like, Dad, what are you doing? No, and I'm talking to him for about a minute and a half. And the state troopers, like I said, they followed me there. I don't know what they were doing out there for a minute and a half, however long this took. Well, they come in, about kick the door down, screaming his name, Leon, knock it off, all this shit. And I don't even know really what's going on. He don't know what's going on. And he yells, stop. I look at the trooper doesn't stop, reaches for his gun. I look at my dad, and he pulls the trigger.
Right in front of you?
Right in front of me.
Oh,
I see everything. I run out of the house and lost it. And, this isn't for, talking about this isn't for Jeremie, want somebody to feel bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the Jeremie haters that what happened before in the summertime with the whole internet thing that should have been kept between two people wasn't, and then the whole world knows about it and thinks I'm a bad guy. Well, after a month goes by and you see what I went through, what I seen, I want somebody to put I'll take my shoes off and put my shoes on and live that every day, every minute.
Yeah, that's not going away anytime soon, is it,
of
Jeremy?
what
I'm sure
happened.
you'll still see that moment. I'm sure you wake up at night sometimes going,
Yeah, I mean, I go see a psychologist, and this psychologist, I did go see one. I haven't been seeing one now, but
okay. Probably needed
that's
to.
what they said. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just, what I went through the summer, and it's tough. It's
I
something
can only
I don't
imagine.
want to ever wish on anybody. Anything I've gone through, whether it's a mother passing away that you're close to, whether it's the whole, other deal that happened at the racetrack that you don't even know what happened, and you get a text message from somebody saying, hey, this is what happened at your racetrack, and I don't even know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So you live with that, and then you live with your aunt dying, and then you live with,
With what you saw.
other stuff, and back after this whole Tony thing, my wife left me, and we're back together now.
Glad
but
to hear that.
I shut down. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's been a messed up life for quite some time. And this year,
You feeling better now about
I'm
things?
going to be, yeah. And then I needed to do this, and I just didn't want to do it because I'm not, like I said, I'm not the Jeremie one that is getting it out there to make people feel better and like me because of this.
Well, I didn't
You
hear
don't like me,
anything
don't
about
like me.
this. When did this happen?
Well, May 11th.
May 11th. I know the
May
papers,
11th,
they don't
yeah.
report on suicides,
Well,
so
they
you weren't
don't,
going to
and
read
I-
about it, for
Nobody,
obvious reasons.
no, I mean, certain people know, excuse me, certain people know about it, and then certain people don't. And
I never heard about it.
And like I said, I'll strive this to the end that it's not to make people feel sorry for Jeremie Corcoran.
But maybe understand
my family,
a little bit about
maybe.
things
if they
that
don't,
happen
that's their
in people's
right.
lives.
If they don't, that's their choice not to understand. But like I said, just try to live every day that I do, and get beat up owning a racetrack and doing this and take all that in.
Well, how do you
know,
change your attitude now to make sure that when things do
Bite your
happen, that you
tongue.
don't
You
overreact?
gotta bite your tongue. You gotta bite your tongue and take a deep breath, and it's hard. You know what I mean? And everybody's like, "Oh, you're a loose cannon." Well, yeah, I am a loose cannon, but when you come screaming, hollering, it goes back to that. I don't just wake up and say, "Hey, I'm going to go off on XYZ today." There's a reason, you know.
Well, hopefully all this stuff you're doing will keep you busy, keep your mind on positive things. And
this
right?
is why I'm doing this stuff. You know, hey, I could have had a chance, and you know, I resigned, but it wasn't supposed to be resigned. That was a misinterpreted thing that happened. It was just take some time off, and it turned into that. And he came back, and I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna be at Canada with my family, and we're gonna have a good season. You know what I mean?
Keep learning about
like
life.
There'll be the Jeremie haters and stuff like that again because I'm not dirt car, but we're not. I honestly don't see what we're going to lose by doing what we're doing, and you know, hey, it's you know, and look what happened in Super Dirt Week. They destroyed a ton of cars, and you know, they did that all wrong, and they've got so many people that live so close to that. Myself, Eric Fink works over here. My brother-in-law Larry works there. They need to listen to them. You know, I go to Berlin, Michigan every year for the last 5 years. We took last year off. I'm going back this year to do that. I put that clay down in 4 days and race on it in the 6th day. So they got 4 weeks. There's no reason why any of that happened. It's not because of the rain. It's not because of this. It's just how you put it down. You know, I don't go to bed for 3 days when I do it. So, and I strive for that, and that's why they pay me to come up drive and fly all the way across the country. We do it for a month. I'm back and forth for a month, you know. So it's that's what's going to happen. And another thing too is I didn't even touch base with it on earlier. Is Dick Stark went with me out to Indianapolis, and on the way back, we got talking, and I mentioned something about buying the Grit Series, and it was kind of funny. It turned into buying the Grit Series, and now I own half of it. I bought his son out.
Okay.
So Nick's he's there, but I'm going to be partners with Dick. We're going to make that series bigger and better. We're going to do what we can to get more racetracks on board. Have a point fund. We're working with companies and all that to get title sponsors and giveaways and stuff like that. We're going to be giving some Snap-on toolboxes and carts and all that stuff. Snap-on is they're going to be helping me out at the Northeast show and doing some other things, and we're going to have a good year. Really, really, I'm excited about what's going on and all the shows I got going on, and it's going to be an exciting year.
So to
Hopefully
recap,
everybody that's
go ahead. Everybody, what? I'm sorry.
Oh, everybody that, you know, all the fans and all that stuff that were at Canandaigua, I hope they stay there, and you're going to see some good racing and some different things. You know, we did that Enduro Cross. That was a huge hit. We're going to have 3 of them this year, and it's going to be cool to do. We're going to do a big race on September 8th and 9th at the end of the year. We're working to have a huge Grit Series Friday and Saturday then, and pay $5,000 to win. Our game plan is 602.
So to recap, Syracuse Snowcross, March 4th and 5th on the upper parking lots at the New York State Fairgrounds. The OPE Kawasaki Stadium Cross event, March 24th, 25th, 26th, inside the Coliseum at the New York State Fairgrounds. The Northeast Racing Products Auction and Trade Show, November 17th and 18th, Canandaigua Independent, and now Jeremie Corcoran, half owner of the Grit Series, and now you guys know a little bit more about him. Jeremie, give me a shout some night. I'll meet you out there. We'll have some dinner at your place, and I still have to go there and check it out. Throw the restaurant a plug. Where are you again?
DG's in Brewerton. It's Route 11 North, and we're actually in the name change right now. It's I think it's going to be Route 11 Restaurant.
Okay.
Route 11 Family Dining and Lounge. We couldn't come up with a good name, so I think that's what we're going to go with, a neutral name, and we'll go there. So that's all in the lawyer's hands right now.
So if I get off Brewerton exit, I turn left and go south on 11, correct? And it's on the left side, right?
Mile and a half down on the left-hand side. Yeah, it's been there for 50 years. You know what I mean? We got new cook, great food, and just own Eddie's and Flats guy. He's there. He's pretty much running the place for us, and can't rave enough about the guy. And like I said, I know everybody, it's his own restaurant, great food, but we've definitely turned it around, and a lot of compliments and stuff like that. And
Next time you're there for dinner, give me a shout. I'll meet you there. Okay? We'll have some dinner.
Absolutely.
All right. What should I get? What's the best thing? What's your favorite?
I don't know. I'm a plain Jane. I eat pizza and baked ziti, so
okay.
It's not good to ask. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Eggplant parmesan, and there's a fish we have on Fridays that's out of this world. You know
love
what I
fish
mean?
fries.
So it's,
All right.
It's, I don't even know the name of it. It's got shrimp on it and scallops and lobster, and it's great.
Now, if you guys need to get a hold of Jeremie for anything, you can get a hold of me. I don't want to just throw his phone number out there for all the world to have, so get a hold of me. I'll get you a hold of Jeremie. I know a lot of you racers and people who might want to be involved in one of these ventures might want to get a hold of him. Jeremie, I appreciate your time, and I wish you all the best. I didn't know all this stuff that happened, so I wish you all the best, man. Life isn't easy sometimes, and I hope 2017 is a better year for you.
Great. Yeah, I'm just kind of sitting here puzzling myself that I just dumped my whole last 5 or 6 years life story, so hopefully everything's good, and people understand, and we just move forward.
Feel like you got up the psychiatrist couch, right, Jeremie?
Yeah.
I appreciate you trusting me on this stuff, guys. So, hey, it's the only place you get stuff like this right here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You're listening to Doug's Dirt Diary.
Max Dairy Bar is a proud supporter of Turn 5 Live and the Performance Motorsports Network. Opened in 1974, Max Dairy Bar has been a Penn Cayuga Lake, and Yates County staple, serving the best Hershey's hard ice cream. They also have soft serve ice cream, their weekly yogurt special, sorbet flavors, gluten-free options, frozen Greek yogurt, and non-dairy lemon ice. Don't forget about their tricky 18-hole putt-putt course that will test your skill to see if you have what it takes to be a champion. Max Dairy Bar and Mini Golf, located on State Route 14A, just south of the village of Penn Yan, right on the way to Black Rock Speedway on Friday nights. Visit them online at www.maxdairybar.com or Max Dairy Bar on Facebook and Twitter. Stop by Max Dairy Bar and tell them Turn 5 Live sent you. Creekside Entertainment is the official DJ, photo booth, and uplighting company of Turn 5 Live and the Performance Motorsports Network. Stuart Ovens and his staff at Creekside Entertainment are professional and experienced with events of any type. Creekside Entertainment specializes in wedding packages that are affordable and fun, and they are ready to serve you with the most up-to-date music and karaoke selection. If you can sing it in the shower, you can come out and sing it with Creekside Entertainment. And don't forget about the Creekside Entertainment photo booth and uplighting service that will transform your wedding or party into an event the family will be talking about for years. Trust the entertainment company that racers trust. Call Stu at area code 315-481-9700 or visit them online at creeksideentertainmentdj.com. You can also find them on Facebook and Twitter. Creekside Entertainment, division sponsor of the Black Rock Bandits in 2015.
We're growing like crazy and need account reps who know their way around agencies, the internet, and social media. Got connections? Or do you know how to get to the decision makers? Are you fearless? We need you. Internet radio, or as we call it, wireless mobile radio, is rapidly becoming the place to be with almost limitless income potential. So contact us to get involved with the fastest growing professionally produced group of internet radio stations in the world. Your imagination is the only limit here. Call 717-749-0444. That's 717-749-0444. Or you can email us at scorpionradiogroup@gmail.com. You want to ask for Sue.
Hi, race fans. This is Dan Harpel from Penn Can Speedway, and you're listening to Turn 5 Live on PMN.
Welcome back, race fans, to Turn 5 Live here on the Performance Motorsports Network. Stephen Ovens, Clint Miller, Brad Ovens joining you on the program tonight. And going off to the hotline now to bring in a driver that picked up a big win on Friday night in the Farmers Insurance IMCA Modifieds at Outlaw Speedway. That is, of course, Scott Sebring. And Scott, thank you so much for your time catching up with you here to be on the program tonight. And let me, I know I'm not the first, but let us get in line here to send you a big congratulations for Friday night.
Hey, yeah, thank you. First off, I appreciate you having me on. It's kind of an honor to to be asked to come on your show, which is very cool. And I'm a big fan of your podcast as well. So, yeah, Friday night was, for me personally, it was a long time coming. So it was a big weight off my shoulders to finally get a win under the belt.
And talking about this year, I mean, you guys have been so fast. You know, it seems like the last, I'm going to say month to a month and a half, it seems like you guys have really hit on something, and it was just great to see you guys put it all together on Friday night. And as we wrote in the press release that came out on Monday, you know, at one point it looked like you were going to take the lead, and then a lap car kind of moved up out of the way right where you were trying to go. And so my question to you is, at that point, did you feel like that was your last chance there?
Well, you know, what you started to say that we've been fast is, first off, you know, we've been flying in the heat. It's just a minor change with the ride heights that we found, and then we've been monkeying around going into the feature, and we've actually been hurting the car. So these last couple weeks, we've left it alone. What we've done in the heat, the same as going into the feature. But as far as thinking that was it, as you know probably better than anyone, you never can give up till the checkered flag goes, because the craziest things happen out there. So I just was trying to keep a good line. And once I realized that I was quick up top, I tried to get back up and gain on Morgan, which we got kind of lucky and got him at the end there.
You're starting to catch Rodney Morgan. There's two cars in front of him running for position side by side, and, you know, I don't think anybody can really blame those guys. They might know the leader's coming, but they're fighting for position too. But as you come up on all those guys, what's going through your mind? Because, you know, there's not a lot of room to get around, and you know, we saw Morgan kind of, I won't say he was timid around the lap cars, but I think he was really waiting for an opening, and that's what allowed you to pounce.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised on Morgan's line. Maybe he thought he was out front, you know, with a comfortable lead, because, you know, you never know. So if you get out front, you got to kind of stay on it and keep rolling. I was surprised he went low, because, you know, once you get low, it's hard to pass, definitely with the IMCAs, because usually everyone's holding a real tight line on the bottom. And, you know, I just found an opportunity. They kind of split, and I figured, you know, now's my chance, because laps were running out, and they split just enough. And I know Tony was keeping a nice tight line on the bottom. And I'm unfamiliar with that other car, the blue car. I think he's a new runner there, and just snuck right through the middle. It worked out perfect. It was either probably hero or zero there, if that didn't work.
Now level with me here. Did you have your eyes closed when you went through that hole?
A little bit. I mean, it just put the gas down, and I was surprised I got through there so quick. I thought there was definitely going to be a little contact, but we made it out. I don't even think I really even touched anybody.
No, it was awesome. I mean, Mel Thomas sat next to me, and you know, as we're calling the race Friday night, Mel turns to me and says, "Steven, that was the move of the year." And I said, Mel, can you call that on July 15th? And he said, I don't care what happens the rest of the year. That was the move of the year.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to see the video. I'm gonna have to buy it next time I'm down there from him. So I'm really interested to see how it all planned out. Because when you're out there, you know, you're kind of just reacting, and things happen so quickly. So it'll be cool to kind of sit back and watch it again. So
you make the move, you get up front, and even after you made that pass, there was still 5 laps to go. How hard was it to try and keep your composure and hit your marks? Because, like I said, there was still 5 laps to go, so it wasn't like, you know, that move came on the last lap and that was it. I mean, there was still a little bit of time left.
Yeah, and the ironic thing was when I took that last corner and I passed Morgan, got through the lap traffic, going into 3 and 4, my brakes went out. My brake pedal went right to the floor, and so I was pretty much panicking, because I figured, oh boy, here we go, we're going to choke right at the end. But, you know, the car was so good, I was able to get it around those last 5 laps, kind of nursing it without any breaks. So we kind of kept our composure, and it's easier to do that when you got a car like I had. I mean, my dad has just done an amazing job getting that thing on point. I mean, he can drive that thing anywhere.
And in talking to you in Victory Lane, and we're going to play Victory Lane a little bit later on in the program tonight, but you know what struck me the most was, you know, this was your first win, and I know you were happy for yourself and for the team, but what struck me in Victory Lane was I felt like you were even more happy to get the win for your dad, Tim, than maybe even you were for yourself.
Yeah, you hit that right on the head. I mean, my dad, you know, has been at racing for, you know, almost his entire life, and it's I know it's really cool for him to be able to do this for me, and I know he gets a lot of enjoyment out of watching me race, but I know he gets a lot more enjoyment out of it when we do good, and it frustrates the heck out of him how we've been running. You know, since we started in the IMC class, we've been struggling. We haven't really hit anything where we found our stride. So to finally get a win for my dad is, you know, it's amazing feeling to make him proud, because he puts in a lot of work, and I'm not around to help him, you know, like I should. You know, like I say, he's the wizard. So I wish we could be together more, and I could work on the car with him, and he just does it all himself. So it is a big honor to get a win for him. And he's got big shoes to fill. You know, I had big shoes to fill following my dad with the path that he had in racing. You know, he's a big shadow. So it's nice to get a win for him.
Definitely. What was when they all got down to Victory Lane? What was the first thing he said to you?
He said, "Congratulations," and I knew he would get it.
That's cool.
Oh,
that's cool. That was a pretty cool moment. It is when you're down there in Victory Lane, and you know everything happens so fast. But what was that experience like? Was it kind of a blur down there?
Oh yeah, it was great. It was a blur. You know, first off, I didn't even know how to drive around to get there, and then once you get there, it was really great. And it's nice to see all the fans. You know, I got to give a shout out to Tyler Seary. He's done a really good job of, you know, promoting the track, and same with you guys, and getting the crowd back to what it used to be. So it's a really cool experience for me to be over there and kind of be with the fans, see the kids, how happy they are. It's just a cool experience once you get in there.
Yeah, and this, you know, your win this past weekend coming after, you know, the week after we had the autograph session, and you know, so it's been a couple of weeks of pretty neat experiences. I know there was a lot of folks stopping, and I saw a few of the photos of a couple of kids wanting their shirts signed. So it seemed like the drivers and the fans both got a real kick out of that the week before.
Yeah, that was a really, really cool event. Me personally, you think you're doing dirt track racing, and we do it in small towns. You don't really think about some of the people that you're affecting that come to watch you race, and it kind of makes their night or makes their weekend. So a lot of these kids, it's cool for them to come down and meet us and be a part of it, and hopefully it'll draw them out to hopefully get into racing and keep it going like we do.
Yeah, that's exactly it, without a doubt. Talking about, we talked about Friday night, but let's go back a little bit and, how, so your dad raced for years there at Dundee, always had the Suzuki number 45, but where, obviously that's I'm sure where the racing bug came for you, but how did that all come about for you to get behind the wheel?
Well, I guess my dad finally got to the point where he felt like he just, I wouldn't say he lost it, because he still gets in my car now and can do it, and he kind of holds off. But I think he just got to the point where he felt he couldn't do as good as he used to do, so he wanted to hang it up before he did something bad or started to perform bad. He sets a high standard for himself. So, and then he got me in the car, I think I was 22, because he didn't want to get out of racing. He wanted to continue. He loves working on dirt track cars. So we got into the street stocks. I believe we raced 3 years in that. We did okay. I think my best finish was second. And then we got into the IMCA 3 years ago, and it's more of my dad's niche. You know, there's a lot more going on with an IMCA, you know, with the rear end moves, you know, everything moves in that IMCA, so it's much more intricate for my dad to work on, and he enjoys it a lot more. So it was actually an honor for him to ask me to race, because I really didn't think anything of it. I never thought I would start dirt track racing until he, you know, said, hey, what do you think about racing? I said, sure, why not? And ever since, you know, I love it. And I'm honest with you guys, I don't have much mechanical knowledge of any sort, so it's a blessing to have my dad, who, you know, is a genius in his own mind with racing. So I just kind of fell into it, which is very lucky to be able to do that, and to have someone like my dad who can give you the type of car that I have. You know, if I can race and win a race, I mean, that's scary what other people can do that have a lot of experience, if my dad ever had the chance to do that for someone like that.
Sure, absolutely. Well, we could tell when we interviewed him in the off season, you know, that level of passion that he exhibits and still has. You know, you could hear the fire was still there, even if it wasn't behind the wheel, if it was making the cars go fast, and he talked about some of the things that you guys worked on in the winter. I mean, chopping the, I think it was the rear end or maybe the front end. He said we chopped it right off and we tried something different. And, you know, here we go, July 15th, and I guess it worked.
Yeah, we chopped the rear end off. And the funny thing is, it was a ride height adjustment. So if you were looking at the car from the front, our car was leaning the opposite way that it should. It was leaning towards the left when it should have been leaning towards the right, and just a small change with that, it's like night and day, that car is.
Wow.
So it's very exciting. And my dad's spirit for racing is crazy. You know, he's used to the heyday back with the 358 modifieds. You know, with Steve Payne was in his heyday as well, so they had a lot of good racing back there. Barefoot, Bob McCready. There was a lot of big guns when my dad was, you know, in his heyday of racing.
You talk about some of those drivers over there. Did you have folks coming over and congratulating you guys Friday night?
Yeah, we did, and you know, like the dad spoke to me after. He said, you know, you might not know a lot of those guys that came over to talk to you, but those are, you know, a few of the, you know, cream of the crop guys back in the day, and it's a big honor for them to recognize, you know, first off you won, but second off how good of a race it was, and we had a good smart race and came out with a win.
Well, man, congratulations again. Yeah, that was one of our favorite races of Friday night. I mean, the battle for the lead, the move of the year according to Mel Thomas, and just a good all-around story. So, you know, we appreciate the time tonight to be able to talk about that a little bit. And if there's anybody else you'd like to mention, I'll give you an opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, of course, my dad and the Fultzes, Brady, his dad Dave, his uncle Alan, those guys are the main guys that really help us when we're in a pinch. So, and congratulations to Brady again for another Woodhall win. You know, he's on a roll over there, so hopefully he can keep it rolling.
Yeah, man, hopefully you can too, going for 2 in a row this Friday.
Yes, absolutely. I look forward to it. I might be running a little late, so hopefully I'll make it there for the heat, because I'm going to get out of work late, but I will be there to go for 2.
All right, man, good luck to you, and again, man, thanks for the time tonight.
Hey, anytime. I appreciate you having me on here.
All right, Scott Sebring joining us on the RaceChaserOnline.com hotline. Your news, your motorsports, your way, every day. You can find them online at RaceChaserOnline.com. We'll step aside here. When we come back, we're going to start breaking down everything from Outlaw Speedway on Friday night. You're listening to Turn 5 Live on the Performance Motorsports Network, the home of grassroots racing.
Max Dairy Bar is a proud supporter of Turn 5 Live and the Performance Motorsports Network. Opened in 1974, Max Dairy Bar has been a Penn Cayuga Lake, and Yates County staple, serving the best Hershey's hard ice cream. They also have soft serve ice cream, their weekly yogurt special, sorbet flavors, gluten-free options, frozen Greek yogurt, and non-dairy lemon ice. Don't forget about their tricky 18-hole putt-putt course that will test your skill to see if you have what it takes to be a champion. Max Dairy Bar and Mini Golf, located on State Route 14A, just south of the village of Penn right on the way to Black Rock Speedway on Friday nights. Visit them online at www.maxdairybar.com or Max Dairy Bar on Facebook and Twitter. Stop by Max Dairy Bar and tell them Turn 5 Live sent you. Creekside Entertainment is the official DJ, photo booth, and uplighting company of Turn 5 Live and the Performance Motorsports Network. Stuart Ovens and his staff at Creekside Entertainment are professional and experienced with events of any type. Creekside Entertainment specializes in wedding packages that are affordable and fun, and they are ready to serve you with the most up-to-date music and karaoke selection. If you can sing it in the shower, you can come out and sing it with Creekside Entertainment. And don't forget about the Creekside Entertainment photo booth and uplighting service that will transform your wedding or party into an event the family will be talking about for years. Trust the entertainment company that racers trust. Call Stu at area code 315-481-9700 or visit them online at creeksideentertainmentdj.com. You can also find them on Facebook and Twitter. Creekside Entertainment, division sponsor of the Black Rock Bandits in 2015.
We're growing like crazy and need account reps who know their way around agencies, the internet, and social media. Got connections? Or do you know how to get to the decision makers? Are you fearless? We need you. Internet radio, or as we call it, wireless mobile radio, is rapidly becoming the place to be with almost limitless income potential. So contact us to get involved with the fastest growing professionally produced group of internet radio stations in the world. Your imagination is the only limit here. Call 717-749-0444. That's 717-749-0444. Or you can email us at scorpionradiogroup@gmail.com. You want to ask for Sue.
Hi, race fans. This is Shane Tenase, founder of the Go Nuclear Late Model Series, and you're listening to Turn 5 Live on PMN.
All right, one open-wheel driver leading into another, and this is Steve Ovens, Clint Miller, Brad Ovens, Jacob Seelman, all joining you here on Turn 5 Live here on the Performance Motorsports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time, and it is an honor to introduce our next guest calling in on the Race Chaser Online hotline. That is none other than Mel Lane, Mr. ESS, ESS Hall of Famer, joining us on Turn 5 Live. Mel, appreciate the time tonight. Great to have you on the show.
Yes, thank you. Glad to have me. Yeah?
Absolutely. Mel, let's start off with talking about some action that you and your wife Cindy took in this past weekend as you guys went down to Terre Haute, Indiana to take in some USAC action.
Yeah, we decided as we are going to be purchasing a USAC Silver Crown dirt car, we wanted to go to some of their races. So the opener was Saturday night at the Terre Haute track in Indiana. It was very nice weather. It was in the 60s and full sunshine, and quite a bit different from around here. As the event was Sunday evening, and there was 20 cars entered, 100 laps. It was a very interesting race. You didn't really know who was going to win until right near the end, and so it was exciting, and it's something that I think we're really going to enjoy doing. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's the story. Is you've got you guys are going to be entering in 2017. From talking to you last night, you guys are looking to go USAC Silver Crown racing next year.
Yes, we did order a new Maxim car, and as there's quite a few of those on the circuit there, and and that's built out in Springfield, Illinois, and should be done within about 2 weeks, and then it'll be shipped to us, and I'll be, we'll be putting it together here, and getting all our plans made and all the rest of the parts and pieces purchased to be ready for next April.
Now, Mel, you guys are taking a pretty interesting approach. You guys are going at this almost a year in advance, to go scope things out, take a walk through the pit area, see, the kind of parts and pieces you guys need to go out and if I know you guys aren't just going out to be at the track. You guys are going to go there to be competitive. I feel like with race teams these days, you don't see that very often.
Yeah, it's just, it's just one of them things that we thought, we have time this year now to do the homework and get to the events and meet some of the owners and mechanics and this and that and discuss different parts and pieces and, try to do everything completely right and as far as the machine goes. Yeah.
And you guys took in the action out in Indiana this weekend. That was a great race out there. Not for a 100-lap race, not being decided until less than 10 laps to go. What were some of your takeaways as a future car owner this weekend?
Well, I tell I've been to a few of them before, and I said 100 laps, you got to have a good car left for that end of the race, so you can't have somebody in the car that's just going to abuse the rubber and wear everything out, because you got to be there at the finish in order to have a chance of winning. And that's what we noticed as the gentleman that won was C.J. Leary from Greenfield, Indiana. He ran second the whole race, but he was not overusing the car. I mean, he was keeping the leader in sight, and then when it got towards the end, he stepped it up, and which was actually his first Silver Crown win, so it was very popular, and so it was just good to see, how it worked out, how it played out.
Now, Mal, for all you've done in the sprint car world, six ESS championships in a row, all the wins you had, and being a car owner in that side for such a long time, what fueled the decision for you to decide, hey, I want to go be an owner in the USAC Silver Crown ranks? Because I think, when I'm looking at it, there's a lot of people that might not have chosen Silver Crown as their first choice, because I think there's kind of been a stigma the last couple of years that tour's been dying, or the car counts are down, and it's just not been great racing. What got you fired up to go this route with this car for 2017?
Well, the whole series is making a pretty good comeback again now, with more cars being fielded and built, and they will be racing this year at Williams Grove, Pennsylvania, which I haven't been there for many years, and we run at Eldora, Ohio, also at Tony Stewart's track. And but it's what I liked about it, Cindy and I, was it's the dirt events are 6 a year, so it's not, you don't have to kill yourself going, like 3 nights a weekend like we used to, and so we just figured that would be better, and we get a chance to travel some, and not be as stressful as the weekly grind is. Yeah.
With getting to be down there at Terre Haute for the opener and being able to build that notebook a little bit, what do you feel like is going to be the biggest difference for you in getting these cars prepared and being successful as an owner in these cars compared to the sprint cars that you built that notebook for so many years and had so much success in? Do you feel like there are some similarities you'll be able to make, or is it going to be very different?
No, I think very, very, very similar, as most of the components on the car is the same. I mean, it takes the same rear end and the same front axle and wheels. It's just a little bigger car. It's a foot longer wheelbase. It weighs 400 pounds more than a sprint car. There's no wings involved. They run wingless in all the shows. And I just think it'll be a good challenge, but not completely different from a sprint car deal. Yeah.
As you guys get ready to embark on this next year, Mel, was Silver Crown, when you guys got out of the 360 sprint ranks, and this was I'm going to say a little more than 10 years ago, was Silver Crown on your radar of something you'd like to do in a 10-year plan, or was this something more recent that kind of got you fired up about them?
No, and back in 1988 or 89, I was really interested in driving one, and I had an opportunity to, but I was always tied up in point battle, so I could not arrange that. So we didn't do it. But I've always been interested in that type of car, for all these years. So that's why.
And it's funny you say tied up in the point battle. That's always a good problem to have, right?
Well, probably. We're 6 years there. I won the point title in ESS, so we just was consistent and always never missed any races, and that's what you got to do to win titles. So, but where the USAC, the Silver Crown title, that falls into they have 6 dirt races and 5 blacktop races, on hardtop tracks. So we're going to do only the dirt, as it does take a different car to run the blacktop series. And so we won't be chasing points, but that doesn't matter, So I don't plan on having 2 cars.
Okay, Mel, I got to ask. There's a lot of people that have been wondering. Do you have anybody in mind that you want to put behind the wheel? Is there a bunch of drivers you're looking at, or is it something that is still a little far out and you don't want to get into too much right now?
It's a little far out now. There's a possibility of some local person, if I watch them and see, keep in touch with the races around this area, or one of the NASCAR drivers, or I'm sorry, one of the USAC drivers that that may be needing a ride. Because some of them will have a good ride in the blacktop car and not the dirt, or vice versa, So there's usually somebody you can pick up there too. So I'm going to look. We'll spend this whole season figuring that out.
And Mel, you brought up potentially being a local driver and keeping an eye on the competition. That's one thing that I've always noticed over the years. Is even though you guys got out of the sport from a car owner's perspective, you guys are very involved. You make it to a lot of the local races. I can't count the times, how many times I've seen you guys gassing up at the Waterloo exit off the thruway. We've ran into each other several times doing that.
Yeah. No, we still enjoy to go a lot, and we'll be going to Black Rock Speedway a lot this year, I expect, as I sure expect good things out of that this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Mel, we would love to talk more with you here if we can hold on to you for another segment. We'd really love to dive into a little history.
Okay.
All right. We'll have more with Malcolm Lane here on Turn 5 Live in just a moment here on the Performance Motorsports Network, the voice of motorsports.
Max Dairy Bar is a proud supporter of Turn 5 Live and the Performance Motorsports Network. Opened in 1974, Max Dairy Bar has been a Penn Yan, Cayuga Lake, and Yates County staple, serving the best Hershey's hard ice cream. They also have soft serve ice cream, their weekly yogurt special, sorbet flavors, gluten-free options, frozen Greek yogurt, and non-dairy lemon ice. Don't forget about their tricky 18-hole putt-putt course that will test your skills to see if you have what it takes to be a champion. Max Dairy Bar and Mini Golf, located on State Route 14A, just south of the village of Penn Yan, right on the way to Black Rock Speedway on Friday nights. Visit them online at www.maxdairybar.com or Max Dairy Bar on Facebook and Twitter. Stop by Max Dairy Bar and tell them Turn 5 Live sent you.
We're growing like crazy and need account reps who know their way around agencies, the internet, and social media. Got connections? Or do you know how to get to the decision makers? Are you fearless? We need you. Internet radio, or as we call it, wireless mobile radio, is rapidly becoming the place to be with almost limitless income potential. So contact us to get involved with the fastest growing professionally produced group of Internet radio stations in the world. Your imagination is the only limit here. Call 717-749-0444. That's 717-749-0444. Or you can email us at scorpionradiogroup@gmail.com. You want to ask for Sue.
Creekside Entertainment is the official DJ, photo booth, and uplighting company of Turn 5 Live on the Performance Motorsports Network. Stuart Ovens and his staff at Creekside Entertainment are professional and experienced with events of any type. Creekside Entertainment specializes in wedding packages that are affordable and fun, and they are ready to serve you with the most up-to-date music and karaoke selection. If you can sing it in the shower, you can come out and sing it with Creekside Entertainment. And don't forget about the Creekside Entertainment photo booth and uplighting service that will transform your wedding or party into an event the family will be talking about for years. Trust the entertainment company that racers trust. Call Stu at area code 315-481-9700 or visit them online at creeksideentertainmentdj.com. You can also find them on Facebook and Twitter. Creekside Entertainment, division sponsor of the Black Rock Bandits in 2015.
Hi, race fans. This is Chris Mashesky, and you're listening to Turn 5 on PMN.
Well, how about that? Another open-wheel driver doing the re-entry here for another open-wheel driver, ESS Hall of Famer Mel Lane, joining us on the line here tonight. And Mel, before we let you go tonight, we would be remiss if we didn't, talk a little bit of history, because you certainly have a lot of history with the Empire Super Sprints and a track that the ESS point opener starts at this season at Outlaw Speedway. Mel, still the winningest ESS driver at Outlaw Speedway. And Mel, when you hear a stat like that, what goes through your mind when people talk about all the success you guys had back in the day?
Yeah, well, we always, of course, being your hometown track of Dundee, I guess you'd probably try a little harder there than every place else, but it's always, we really enjoy the track and surroundings and all that, and I think it's only going to be better this year.
Yeah, a lot of folks talking about all the improvements there. You guys, and with the business, I guess we should mention too that you've recently last summer kind of gone off into retirement from the family-owned Lane's Yamaha business, and so does that give you a little more time to catch some dirt racing now?
Yeah, that was that's certainly helped the decision with having time to travel, and we're still involved with the Yamaha shop, but my sons Craig and Keith are there, have been there many years, so they're doing an excellent job, and that gives Cindy and I a little time to do something else now. Yeah.
Mal, 6 straight titles and so many wins during that span. I'm sure there's a lot of them that you look back on and smile about, but is there anything particular from all the success you had for all those years in ESS? Is there a particular race or a memory that sticks out to you?
No, one of the biggest memories was being able to go to Knoxville, Iowa, and enter the Knoxville Nationals. That was just a big deal there to be able to do that. We didn't do too bad, but we're outclassed. There was with over 150 cars, and but that was a big deal to get to do that, and of course winning the 6 championships here consecutively was in ESS was probably my biggest deal. So.
Oh, it's got to be. I know that, they don't call it the granddaddy of them all for nothing, and I know you also owned a car that won at Syracuse at the Moody Mile back in the day, too.
Yes, yeah. Lance Young drove for me 6 years, and we entered the mile track there at Syracuse and won the one event, and that was just a lot of fun, and that kind of helped hinge me want to go to some more of these Silver Crown races, as 3 of them are on 1 mile tracks, and so that kind of helped make the decision there too.
Now, Malcolm, tell us your years, all the years that you had with Lance. After your success and everything you did with the SS, and then you brought Lance on board. Tell us all the years that you guys had racing, some memorable moments, and just how that all came about.
Right. Well, see, I just decided that I was getting a little tired, and I said, well, let's put a younger guy in, and Lance was the first one to come to mind, as he is real good on equipment, and he is a very good mechanic on car preparation and everything. So that's how we chose him, and he drove 6 years for me, and we were very successful. And then I decided, well, we had enough of doing it all, so that's why we got out. But we had a very good time there. And then my son Craig drove for us for 4 years, and that was enjoyable. And so we've had quite an 18-year total with the sprint cars. Yeah.
Now, Mel, you after you got off the tour full time as a driver yourself, later on in your career, you even had a chance to get back on the track for a full season, and this was back in the day when BlackRock had switched to Saturday nights. They brought the sprint cars in full time. What was that experience like for you to jump back behind the wheel? Because every time I got to interact with you that year, it just seemed like you guys were having a whole lot of fun getting back into it. The year was 2004, and but BlackRock had decided to run sprint cars weekly, and I says, geez, I better give it one last try. I hadn't driven in 10 years, just being the owner for my son Craig and Lance Young to drive, and I said, well, let me try it one more time and run only Dundee, and that's all we did. We didn't go any other traveling or anything, and it was enjoyable. As I run the sprint car, my son Keith run the pickup class, and Craig run the super stock class, so we could park all, right, 3 in a row and run all 3 classes, and I feel bad I let them down, as one night Craig and Keith each won their feature, and I think I run 3rd that night, and would have been great to win all 3, but it didn't happen. And but anyway, it took me about 4 or 5 weeks to really get back in the swing of things and get comfortable again and lose a little weight off my body and so on. And then we got going good. I finished 2nd in points to George Suprick, and and then that was the only year that they run them weekly there. So I said, I'm not going back traveling, so we sold out. And you talk about that year. I think one of the coolest pictures I have was that year that you came back to the sprint car. You guys had all 3 of the cars lined up in the Arnott Mall for the car show that year. That was a really neat picture that I have that I keep in the studio. And yeah, you guys said it. You guys parked all 3 in a row at the track, and that year where you, Keith, Craig, everybody racing together on the same night. I imagine that's a year there that had to be pretty high on the list, being that everybody was racing in their own divisions there together as a family. That had to have been pretty cool.
Yeah, that was one of the most memorable race seasons in my career. I would say it was right then when all 3 of us could be raced every time, and had good success and so on. So that was great.
Yeah. Now, with talking about the success you guys have had as a team as a whole over your career, that leads me to this next question of, you guys are going to be dipping your feet into the USAC Silver Crown cars. And so my question to you is it too early right now to kind of have a goal of what you guys would like to accomplish in that series? Or is there something that you have in mind that you'd like to...
No, I'd say it's too early, Steve. I just don't, don't know quite yet what to expect and so on. And so no, I really don't want to think, what's going to happen yet.
Yeah.
Now, I just plan on trying to have the best of everything we can have, equipment-wise and so on. So, sure. as the one main thing we notice is you don't need many spare parts, because what they do is they run 2 practice sessions, run a time trial, and then the 100-lapper. Okay. That's the way it normally goes. No heat races, no unless the car count really picks up, but they'll normally start up to 30 cars, so I wouldn't think they'll probably get over that. So it's if you wreck it, if your driver wrecks it in practice or something, you're pretty much probably going to load it, because you'll run out of time. So that'll be quite a different deal there, not having to have a ton of spare parts.
So when you add that together with the 6 dirt races a year that they run on the Silver Crown Series, when you put all that together, this really, for somebody that wants to stay involved in the sport like yourself, the Silver Crown Series, this seems like a very viable option for somebody in your situation.
I would think so, and as we notice some of the people that are still involved here, I mean, these guys are 60, 70-year-old gentlemen that have owned race cars and had, many different drivers drive for them, and they just love doing it, and in turn, a lot of the cars can be 10 years old and still be competitive, because you're not thrashing them, 50 nights a year. So that's what we looked at too, was that.
Now, Malcolm, getting off the USAC subject just for a second, I want to talk to you about something that happened last year at the Empire 100. Standing next to you in the grandstands, having you cheer my dad on to qualify for the big race. I want to tell you that means a lot to me, and that's probably one of my most special memories of racing, and I've been around it a long time. So thank you.
Well, that's wonderful.
Mal, before our time in this segment ends, we're getting ready to start up the 2016 season for the Empire Super Sprints. You guys are going to be sponsoring the Dash at Outlaw Speedway for that event, and Steve Poirier has been so dominant with ESS in the last 8 to 10 years here. Is there a driver that you think has got an opportunity in 2016 to kind of dethrone Poirier as the ESS champion?
Well, it's going to be hard, because they are so well prepared and financially stable to have the best equipment. I really can't think of a name right this moment that pops up.
Okay. Well, as I'm sure we'll be seeing you there for sure. I'm sure you guys will have a great seat for it. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely be there. And,
well, Malcolm, I appreciate the time tonight. Giving us a couple of segments here to talk open wheel racing, and we're looking forward to seeing you in Dundee here in a couple weeks.
You will. All right, Stephen. You have a good night.
Absolutely. Mal Lane, Empire Super Sprints Hall of Famer, joining us here on Turn 5 Live. And
Turn 5 Live is a copyrighted production of the Performance Motorsports Network. PerformanceMotorsportsNetwork.com is a member of the Scorpion Radio Group Incorporated and may not be rebroadcast, replicated, or saved in any media without the explicit written permission of PMN. The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host, co-host, and guest, and do not necessarily reflect those of the management and ownership of either the Performance Motorsports Network or Scorpion Radio Group Incorporated, the advertisers, or marketing partners. Thank you for listening to Turn 5 Live. You can listen to Turn 5 Live every Tuesday night right here on the Performance Motorsports Network. Stay tuned for more great PMN programming.
Everything's better when she's around.